Hey friends, happy Sunday morning. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Hey guys, I just wanted to share something that was on my heart this morning, something that I hope blesses you as much as it did me. I was in Psalm 63. This is a Psalm of David, so it's an absolute gem. I highly encourage you to read it. But some of the backdrop on it, the backstory, I should say, is that it was written probably either around the time where he was being pursued by Absalom, his son, who was trying to take over the throne, or he was being hunted by King Saul. But we know it was a time of distress for David. But I love this because David knew where his refreshing came from. He knew where his joy was found, and it was found in God. And this is what he says. He says, "Oh God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and weary land where there is no water." Do you just love that or what? What a picture of David's relationship with God. You know, David knew what it was like to have a lot. He knew what it was like to have a little, but he knew that his contentment, he knew that his joy, his sustenance, everything he needed, the fullness of his life was in God, and nothing else would fill him up. So this earnestly I will seek you, other translations say early I will seek you. And then this weary land, another translation says this parched land. You know, he was looking out at this desert, this hot desert, and seeing just there was no moisture because the heat had just taken it all away. And David was alluding to the fact that this was his soul. This is how he felt if he didn't have God to fill him. And he goes on to say that he even describes, he says, "Your love is better than life, and you fill me more than the richest of foods." Do you just love that or what? You know, there's several different ways when I go to train a runner that I tell them that they can measure the progression of their success, right? And it's either how much more time they're able to run, how many more miles they're able to run, how much more fitness they're gaining, how they feel when they get back. There's several markers to measure your success, but it's so true in our spiritual lives. There's so many markers to measure if we're gaining in our spiritual life, if we're growing closer to God. And it's this spiritual thirst. We have to ask ourselves when we get up in the morning, what's the first thing that we long for? Is it to look at Facebook? Is it to buy something off Amazon? Our very first thing when we wake up, we should wake up so spiritually thirsty that all we can think about is opening up our Bible and spending time with God. Our flesh should just draw us to his word. You know, I tell you what, I get up first thing every morning, brush my teeth, and I drink a big glass of water, and then I sit down with my Bible because this is so important to me. And when you seek God in the way that David's talking about, you will understand that your flesh is drawn to it, and there's nothing you can do. It's like, you know, drawing somebody in with a string that you're not even capable of turning away. This is how much you seek God. And I tell you what, when you have this relationship with God, when he is all that you need, you will have this fullness of life, and you will know that his love is better than anything in this world. You know, when I look around at our world, and our world is so spiritually dehydrated, I mean, talk about a dry, parched, and weary land. It's like the world is just groaning under all the sinfulness in our world. And you look at all these people that people look up to as role models, these superstars who seem to have everything they want, and they're the most miserable people on the face of this earth because they're trying to satisfy what their soul longs for with the things of this world. And the things of this world is passing away, everything in it. And the things of this world will never fill a soul with what God intended it to be, and that was a relationship with him. So guys, I tell you what, we have a job to do. This world is spiritually parched, and it's our job to first of all, to satisfy our own thirst, and then to go out into the world and to be this light in this darkness, to give to explain to the world what they're looking for. This spiritual refreshing that their heart so longs for is only found in Jesus Christ. And I tell you what, that means we have an obligation each and every morning to first to fill ourselves to the brink, and then to go out and share that with the world. It's kind of like that you always hear about when you're on a plane. You know, if the plane's going down, put on your oxygen mask first and then put it on to somebody else. But guys, we have a job to do. Look around at our world. It is spiritually dry, it's parched, and people are in need of the spiritual refreshing that only God can give. It's only found in Jesus Christ. And it's our job to know God and to make his great name known. And it starts with us each and every morning, sitting down, earnestly seeking Christ. And I tell you what, Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added." And that is so true. When we seek Christ first, we'll have everything that we need. So guys, I really, really hope that blesses you. I'm going to finish up my run, get off to church. It's going to be a great day.